BSA. The BSA can cause a lot of stress for first-year students, but it's an important tool we have, not just for the university, but for you as students, because we want to make sure we have the right students in the right study, so that students don't decide after 6 years of struggling through a program, I should have stopped earlier. The BSA helps us, and yourself to make the decision, is this the right study for me? First, I'm going to provide the information as I would during a regular year without Corona. What are the requirements for a BSA? And after that, I'll go into what's happening specifically this year. So normally, in order to continue on into the second year of your program, you have to pass 45 credits of first-year courses. So that's 9 of your 12 courses. And if you can't do that, you'll be excluded from the program. You'll get a negative BSA and be excluded from the AI program at the University of Groningen for 2 academic years. That means you'll still be able to apply to all other programs at the University of Groningen and also to all other AI programs in the Netherlands. So it's specifically for AI at the University of Groningen if you get a negative BSA. How many students get through the BSA historically? Now, generally, it's 35 to 40% of our first-year students do not continue on into the second year. There are numerous reasons for that, but the main reason is a negative BSA. Some students decide on their own that this isn't the program they were looking for. Others decide that studying doesn't fit in their life at this moment, but quite a number of these students have received a negative BSA. 20 to 30% of our students pass all first-year courses in the first year. So they follow the nominal study program. That makes your planning a little easier, but that's actually quite a small group if you look at the numbers. Approximately 35% of our first year students continue on into the second year without having completed 60 credits. These are numbers for the averages. Normally I'd present numbers specifically for your cohort year, but because things have gone a little bit differently this year than otherwise, I only have information up to approximately the end of Block 1B, because we don't have the resits for 1B in yet. But until that point, your cohort, your year was approximately average. I mentioned that approximately 35% of the students continue on into the next year without having completed all the first year courses in the first run. Some of those students are students that have gotten a delayed BSA or a lowered threshold for a BSA. In some circumstances, it's just not reasonable to expect a student to pass the 45 credits. It is the right student in the right program, but the student can't prove that for reasons of, for example, we call these extraordinary circumstances. That could be due to illness, pregnancy, psychological issues, family issues, handicap, functional impairment. These are things, it's very important if this is going on in your life that you contact your academic advisor as soon as possible so that we know what's going on and we can help you with that and get the process, the documentation started. It's important that you can provide documentation on these issues if you want to bring this in as a reason to lower or postpone your BSA. Other reasons to talk to your academic advisor if there are extraordinary circumstances in your life. For your MOMI, if you're on a student visa, it's important that your academic advisor knows if there are circumstances affecting your studies and causing study delay beyond your control. Also, there's a graduation fund, that's financial compensation to help for study delay. It's a small portion of that, but again, for this facility, you need to contact your academic advisor as soon as possible once your extraordinary circumstances have presented themselves. Now, what's going on this year specifically with the BSA with all the corona measures being taken? Nobody will receive a negative BSA at the end of this year. Students who acquire 45 credits at the end of this year can continue on as always. Students who have not completed the 45 credits this year will have until the end of the next academic year, so 2020-2021, to acquire the 45 credits, and it's important, 45 credits on first year courses. So if you've not completed all of your first year courses, it's very important to prioritize them now. This means that we don't have any measures to take to enforce the BSA. And like I said, the BSA is not there just for the university. It's also an important tool for students to determine if they're the right person in the right study. But this year, the responsibility is shifted to the student for that. So if you have any doubts about the program, if you're wondering, am I in the right place, please contact your academic advisor. And to help you consider that, what should you take into account? Have you passed less than 20 credits so far this year? Do you think it will be difficult to pass 45 credits next year? And I don't just mean the 45 credits in total from this first year, but the 45 credits in total. Do you have doubts about the AI program? Is this the right program for you? And another thing you could look at, have you failed all of the programming courses? Or Intro to Logic, or both of the calculus courses? If you answer yes to any of these questions, please feel free to make an appointment with me, and we'll look at your specific situation and take a look. Is it a good idea to continue on next year? So if you are running into any issues, Corona related or not, please contact your academic advisor. We can look at solutions to the problem. I can provide you information with all sorts of facilities the university offers. For example, the FSA study support groups offered by our faculty specifically for FSA students. The SSC, the Student Service Center for the whole university, offers all sorts of trainings and workshops for study skills, for example. Student psychologists are there as well. So there are quite a few opportunities outside of yourself to help improve your study success. Come talk to me if you're running into any issues, and we'll see what we can do further.